Hi, hello. I was writing basically in this diary this entire last month about my job experience. I recently started a job at a car wash and it's been really easy, I'd say. The first few months, like half the months was literally just standing around, holding a sign, which isn't more embarrassing to say than actually doing it for some reason. Um, but it was in like 70-degree weather, 80-degree weather, and I got really badly sunburned. Um, it didn't, I mean, I got paid for it, yeah. But overall, I'd say it was a pretty easy experience to do. And then the next month, I got trained and I got paid way less because that makes sense. Like doing I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, hard and was it gruesome? I guess like standing outside for 8 hours, going to sitting inside and being a cashier, and then also spraying down cars with like bug juice is easier than sitting outside for 8 hours. So it'd be understandable why I'd be paid less. But yeah, I got down prepping and I got down like inside the car wash like cleaning it, and I got down cashiering really easily, like really easily. Literally just what's it called? What is that? So there's a first one, and then there's two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. It's like a 9 word slogan depending on the responses of the people and if they have a membership or if they don't, and if they want to purchase something or if they want a membership. But overall it was a pretty easy experience. I got a bunch of free food out of it. Like I ate Panera, I ate a bunch of different types of food that were just fucking amazing. And then yeah, and then they got swapped to like 4 hour shifts, and I literally after that I only worked like 4 days. So that's like basically 2 days of those like long and arduous, like holding a sign up. But yeah, it was pretty easy, and I wrote it down like, yeah, this shit is easy. Fuck. But basically in the beginning, my manager, told me like, "Hey, we hired this many people. I think it was 18, but one person left." And literally in the beginning, like they were like, "I can't stand out here in the heat." So it went down to 17, and I think he said that he's gonna try his hardest to keep as many people as possible, and he was able to keep most. Like I guess that's half. He was able to give 6 people like transfers of job, which I'm included in one of those. I gotta burp. He was able to keep 4 on hand, and I think there was, what is that, so 6, 11, and then minus 4, that would be 8 people didn't get to keep a job, which kind of sucks because I'm pretty sure one with a friend, my friend who was able to get me the job, was unable to keep it. Which kind of feels like a shitty thing, like, yeah, I gotta keep the job and you didn't, even though you introduced me to it, you know. So I'll probably try to get him into my location if there's any like spots open, but I still feel like an asshole overall. Like it feels like I stole his position, even though there was 8 or 7 other people who weren't able to be up to par apparently. But yeah, that was my overall experience with my first ever like realistic job of like speaking to people and standing around basically. It felt really easy, but I feel like doing it for 8 hours would make it harder, like cashiering and also doing that, like just swapping in and out, also cleaning. The pay is really good, pretty good. Like it's minimum wage, yeah, but um the pay is good for what it is. Um, would I like to be paid more? Yeah. Would I like more hours? Yeah. I mean, I'm greedy. You know, I don't pay for anything basically besides my tuition, and that within itself is a lot. It's a lot. Like if I was able to sustain myself with this, I would, but I don't think I'm gonna get full hours when I get transferred. I'll probably just stick to like the standard 40 hours the entire month, so that's like 3 days for 4 hours every week, 36, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then times, that's 4. don't know math. I don't I don't know why I try to do math. Like I suck at math. But during those free days, I was able to read 1984 and The Animal Farm by Michael or I think his name is Michael Orwell. Or I'm just gonna call him Orwell because I don't think his name is Michael. I think it's just Orwell. I'm just gonna say Orwell. The books themselves were realistic in a way, I'd say. Like as realistic as they can get in comparison to American socialism or capitalism and that whole pizzazz, being controlled by the people in power. And I forget, there was a sentiment that one of the pigs says, like, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, which I was like, yeah, that checks out for rich people as well. But yeah, overall, the books themselves were really good, and I just repeated myself like twice for some reason. But I'm kind of treating this like a diary, I guess. Um, the Animal Farm was a lot more just like, yeah, they have control, they do whatever they want, and people forget because people are stupid, like even us. Like what's it called? The first colored girl to get put into like white people schools was like not even I think 60 or 40 years ago. Like it wasn't even a century ago. I think century's 100 years, but whatever. It wasn't even that long ago. And like just because it's in black and white, people forget like that shit happened, which um I found like very similar comparisons to the Animal Farm and also 1984. Just people forget and then they just confine to whatever fits their, I guess, space of freedom, like whatever they believe to be okay. Like I feel like generational wise, like kids recently they got introduced into electronics, they get become so like obsessed with them that the next generation will be even worse and it'll keep on stacking on top of each other until it's like this like cycle of like abusing like technology. I just said like 5 times. That's how much I don't know what I'm talking about. But my cat just meowed. Um yeah, the ending of 1984 was as realistic as it can get. It's just legit just being like controlled in the mind, like technically, not technically, getting controlled in the mind to a point where you believe it's right and then getting killed so there are no people who are like, what's the word, not defecting, who are against the system. Like that's the main part that I grasp from it. I'm like, damn, that shit's like that shit's bad. I gotta burp. Pardon. Um Basically controlling someone to the point where like having a terrorist and then changing his ideologies to the ideologies of the people in power and then killing them so that way they can say there was no people who oppose them, like try to change it, and I just thought that was like really really powerful like point in the book. And a lot of it in the middle part was just them. I forget what her name. I think it was Julie. It's like Julie and then Winston, like Winston here, like the monkey. Um, Basically just like being in love and like caring for each other and just like kind of just being against the party, and then it all happened, which I mean there needs to be a conflict, but not every story can be a good story. Like how in the world not every story is a good story. But overall, I really enjoyed the book. Animal Farm, it was like a really quick read. 1984 took me I think 4 like almost a week to finish because of how long. Like I did it in like I did it in 8-hour intervals, and I think it was 22 hours. And then for sometimes I only did it for 4 hours because I'm like, I can't, bro. This shit is bad. Or my headphones died, or my phone died because I was standing out there for 8 hours in the hot sun. My phone probably died faster. But Animal Farm, I think I did it in a single day, which is just insane to me. Like I literally just sat there and like listened to it because I didn't want to read. But That's a really big issue I have. I don't like reading books. I need to get into it. I think it started off with me um watching anime recaps, and then it started with manga, and then now I'm reading um audiobooks. And I just really hope it can like lead into me reading actual books, you know? Because I mean, I feel like that's more enriching for your brain. But I don't know. I feel like I'm doing pretty good in that regard. But yeah, I finished Animal Farm, and it was literally just pretty much the same sentiment. And I feel like it repeated even after the pigs became human. Like they started standing on their feet and then they became human. My cat just meowed again. What? I don't know if you can hear him. Hopefully you guys can hear him, cause he's looking at me just meowing like, what the hell are you talking at? Um, but yeah, um, pretty. It's just literally just the people in power are bad. Basic sentiment, but in a deeper level, it's just being used even in like near death until it happens, and being promised sanctuary, or not sanctuary, like basically social security, in words of um like current, like not current, like what's the word, um like realistic attributes, I guess. Like the I forget the horse's name, but he worked all his life, and he believed that in the end he'd basically get like a form of peace, like a small piece of the land in the back of the farm, to basically just roam and eat his like big portion of food and just relax and live, you know. But it's kind of like what's happening right now, where social security is getting cut, I think. Like you'll be working for taxes and it'll go to social security, but in the end when you're older you won't get any, which is just insane. um but the horse basically, I think he got sent to a glue farm and none of them could read. I think one of them could read, and he was like, that doesn't say hospital, that says something else, because some of them were able to learn to read and some of them didn't. But they were like, I don't say hospital, man. That don't say hospital. And yeah, it went to like show like how intelligence and stupidity like put like went into play within the book, which I thought was like, I forget what's it called. There's like this movie. Oh my god, Idiocracy. Same regard, basically, just everyone's stupid. So I wouldn't say exactly it collapses. It's just moreover societal changes, like unhealthy foods, general stupidity, and just other things. But yeah, I really enjoyed those books. I would rate The Animal Farm low key. I'm like leaning more towards 8 out of 10. 7 out of 10. It was just like a little too well of a parallel to actual reality, and how a lot of people are relying, like even myself, I say some stupid shit sometimes, and I only rely on sometimes even word of mouth or just videos rather than researching. As for 1984, it was way more in depth, way more realistic, and just very much just like a very sad story. Like, I wouldn't say bad ending. It's like um not a happy ending, basically. But that doesn't make it a bad book. It just makes it a makes it a book, you know. You know, I don't know what it's called. Um what is it called? Oh my god, I forgot. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I'm like, I can't ramble any longer, you know. But yeah, peace.